Good day, everyone. Welcome back to Eureka Off-Road. Starting a new old project today, I guess you might say. It's one I haven't even touched since I bought it. I've owned it for a little over a year, and it's sitting right here. So here it is. It's a all fiberglass Jeep body on a custom-made chassis. Basically, I think it's 2x4 square tube all the way out. There's Y-Man. He's helping me today. And as you can see, it's lacking a lot of stuff, but it's got a lot of stuff too. You know, there's no kind of tough to sit in there. So basically, I bought this from a guy here I think it was summer of 2023 I bought it. And this is pretty much exactly how it came. It came with the Willwood brake setup. It's a, I don't know if you can see it from here. Oh, there you go. You can kind of see it. Single reservoir Willwood brake setup that runs two disc brakes in the back, and there's no front brakes on it. I actually robbed that off of it last fall for a friend to run in his rail, and I just started putting it back on last night, but I haven't really done anything with it because, well, I bought it, and I've just been trying to save up parts and pieces and money and everything for it, and I've got 60% of the parts for it now, so I want to at least get started on it, I'd say. So this is just kind of a video of where this thing's starting out at and what I'm kind of doing with it. Now obviously I'm not putting 1,000 horsepower in it because I own over 40 vehicles and we travel all summer and I work a 9-to-5 job, so I'm broke all the time. But so let's see, here's what we got. We got a fiberglass Jeep custom chassis. Right now it's got a Dana 30 or 35 first gen Bronco front end in it. You can actually see it's still like drum brake and everything. It's got a pretty nice rack and pinion already on it, and it's all set up to be 4-linked. Now I am missing the coilovers, which I bought brand new ones of, and I am missing the lower links, which I have the heim joints for, but I just need to get some pipe. I do not have the pipe yet. I got a short chunk there, but it's too short to build new lower links. They basically, a bunch of the parts that are missing off this, the guy built a newer Ranger, and he took the drivetrain out of this, he took the QA1s out of it and the links and a few other odds and ends of seat and stuff and put it all into this Ranger. So I got the right QA1s, I believe. This is where the fuel tank was mounted, so I've probably got 6-7 different fuel cells, so I'll find one that fits in there. The whole body lifts up right here. It's pivoted on the back, so that's kind of nice. Again, it came with the Willwood brake setup already on it. I do have a seat finally. I'm not sure how I feel about the shifter being on the left side. That seems really strange to me. I guess I can maybe try it, but I think I want to move it over to the right side. I was told these are Toyota Tacoma coilovers in the back. And this is a Scout rear end. One of these ones that's the full floater. And he told me it's spooled with, I believe, 513 gears and chromoly shafts. And it's still got all the links and everything for the 4-link back here. Track bar is still in there. This is where the batteries will go. This is where he had the radiator mounted right here. Obviously the shut-off switch. He plated the inside of this fiberglass body with all aluminum, so it wasn't quite so flimsy. It's got an anti-rock sway bar. The rear end is done, essentially. I think it's pretty much ready to go. So, I'm not sure. I'm going to have to set the seat in here, but I know he said that the firewall was pretty close to the seat. And so I'm gonna have to put the seat in and kind of sit down. I think I can push it out. I can push it forward a little ways if I need to, depending on where the motor lands and everything, I guess. But that might be a good thing. It used to be called Poison Ivy. We're gonna change that. I think we might even try to change the color scheme and stuff. But anyways, yeah, here's the seat that I got for it. I got a nice used Kirky seat. And here's the drivetrain that I got. Now the old owner, if he sees this video, he might get a little worked up because he had a 900 horse Ford 460 big block in here, stroke board, ran good, and he only ever ran it in two-wheel drive. He had a straight axle up front, but he actually bought a Racing in the Dirt enclosed chain case, and it didn't fit between the frame rails. The frame rails are so narrow. So he never did actually run that front end, and I intend on running that front end. But you can see one of my major problems. That's where the front driveline comes out of, and that's the opposite side is what the front differential comes out of. But I think Sterling has got a international Dana 44 front end out of a Scout 2, and I think it would be pretty similar. I don't know. I have to look at it. I haven't looked at it yet. Anyways, this is what we're going to be putting in for starters. So this is a Chevy 331 small blocker. At least that's what I've been told it's called. I don't know near enough about it. I just bought it a week and a half ago. Basically what it is, it's a 354 bolt main with a 327 crank in it. And it's got forged aluminum H-beam rods, forged pistons. It's got these really nice aluminum GM Performance heads. They've got 2.0 intake, 1.5 valve or exhaust valves in it. It's got a nice tall air gap intake. It's got an electric water pump on it. It's already got some nice universal mounts. These headers here, it came with two sets. These are the ones I think I'm going to run. They're really steep, so they go to the outside of the frame rail. And then one of the big reasons I bought this is because this is train transfer case I want to run in this. That's a built Power Glide with tranny brake already in it and scatter shield on it. And then a Dana 20. That Josh Goff, you've seen him. He just freshly rebuilt it because he actually was using this transfer case on his rig and broke it. But this also came with the MSD distributor. Came with this old Mallory box, which I think I'm probably going to end up replacing. It came even read writing on it or anything. Came with the coil, the fuel pump, a carb, which I know nothing about. It's a Holley double pumper, it looks like. That's about all I know. And then this was kind of a bit of a deal. This is a TCI 2-speed shifter for the transmission. It's all wired up to run the trans brake off this button. But yeah, this, don't quote me on this. This motor should be somewhere between 450 and 500. But it wasn't running quite right last time they ran it. It was popping anywhere above 5. Oh, that's the other thing. This thing will wrap 10 grand. But it should be anywhere between 450 and 500 horse. And it actually was originally built for a rail similar to this. And that one was called the Warlock. It was a fiberglass Jeep. And basically, the person bought it, took this setup out of theirs, and they put like a 1100 horse setup into that Warlock rail. Anyway, so yeah, that's kind of where we're starting. We got a seat to go into it, motor, drive, everything to go in and build. I'm probably going to set up the links and everything on this axle for now, and then I'll probably either buy new brackets or cut all these brackets off and put them onto an axle with a passenger side drop so I can run. I'm probably going to have to come out of this with a pillow bearing or something to the frame rail and back up to the front end, so because our front end's probably going to be somewhere in here so we don't get into the oil pan and stuff. Gonna figure out how to mount the seat in there, and that just leaves, yeah, drive lines. I've got a pile of radiators, but I don't know if I got one that'll work for it. The brakes are complete. I just need to finish putting them together and rebleeding them. And so it's just a bunch of odds and ends, really. I should have all of the most expensive parts. That's the drive line from when he was running as a two-wheel drive. Oh, I need to. It came with that rack and pinion, and it came with the sleeve piece that goes on there, the slip. But I'm gonna need to figure out how to get it through this hole, around the motor, and into here. So I just kind of wanted to go over with you guys. If you see this thing kind of hanging out, this is what I'm going to try and work on. I'd like to have it going for some of the races this summer. And again, it's not going to be the fastest, craziest, most wazoo rig right now, because this is all I can afford. I'd love for this to be 1,000 horse big block, 1,100 horse, whatever. Which Matt Martin, I don't know if you've seen his rig, he has a Ford dent side that's all built up really fast, stretch front end, all that stuff. He's got a 1,400 horse motor that he's been working on. So even if I could afford a $25,000, $30,000 motor, he's probably still going to be the fastest rig. But this is going to get me started in this world and get me comfortable in this car to where I can build more power or put a more powerful motor in. And then this motor is going to be just an awesome all-around motor, because it's a 450 horse small block. That's to where, like Shelby's mud bogger, it's a 3/4 ton Chevy with a 454 in it, and it's maybe 400 horse. So I could actually put this motor in place of her 454 at some point, shave off a couple hundred pounds, and pull another, I don't know, 50 to 100 horse out of that truck. Anyways, that's kind of the story. I'm going to get to work on this, and I'll check back in with you. Well, it's like a few days later or something. As you can see, we didn't make it very far because I got tied up with other stuff. Anyway, got the QA1s on. They're not adjusted. I've still got this one piece of pipe. I think I went over that with you a few days ago for need to do lower links, but apparently that's the only piece of pipe in existence within like 1,000,000 miles of me, so I'm going to need to order in some pipe from the Flathead. Or 60, yeah. So right now it's actually sitting all on its own weight. We've got this sweet ratchet strap lower link going on, but
almost a ghost link.
It is sitting on its own weight, and obviously these are set very loose, but it's sitting really high right now because there's no, got the brakes all bled in, so I got brakes now. But yeah, pedals all bolted in, everything's all snugged up, tightened down, bled in. Those are on. Once we get the drivetrain and everything in there, we'll readjust them. I think this is actually not too terribly far off. Looking at this track bar, panhard bar, whatever, it's still sitting. It's sitting a little high like this, but I think it only needs to come down an inch or two for that to be flat. So, but that'll leave these links kind of facing downward a little bit. It's kind of hard to see, I guess, like that. So I don't know, I'll kind of probably just split the difference. But anyways, you guys need to stay tuned because we haven't...
We're going to be sweating horsepower.
We haven't, well, yeah, we got all this to do. This will be a good time.
Everything.
But we haven't left quite yet. We're leaving tomorrow for the Insanity Fab Winter Challenge. And we'll be filming 3 days of that. And I think it'll be 4 races, 4 videos. One for each class. It's side-by-side, small tire, which is 40s and under. And then there's big tire class, which is 40s to 54s, I think.
Yeah, that's all right.
And then the unlimited class, which is a minimum of a 43-inch tire. And those guys have rear-steered tractor tires, nitrous, blowers.
Everything.
The whole thing. They're a bunch of rock bouncers and such. So we'll be filming that. So stay tuned for all that. That's going to be a good time. And they go through a wild course. I'm sure you guys have heard of it. If you haven't heard of it, watch our videos from last year. We recorded it last year. We stayed in a wall tent the whole time. This time we actually got a motel room. So
we're not barbarians.
We're not barbarians this year, but...
Yeah, check it out, and you'll see what's to come.
Yep. Thanks, everybody, for watching.
Like and subscribe.
And we'll see you next week.